Yourform.com and BeamerOdds.com. Welcome back to the lobby, episode number 116. And Sammy, did we happen to color coordinate shirts here? Looking very nice over there. Just getting home from work.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my work clothes. I know we've been texting a little bit. We didn't talk about our apparel, but Reload's on the black as well. So if anything, Donnie, you're on the wrong.
Yeah,
side.
I got the gray on. What's that about? Yeah, should have wore the black. Jeez. Christ.
But I see you got the comb over going over there, trying to compensate, trying to show some hair. Is that what's going on?
You know what? I'm trying to show some hair with the comb over, but unfortunately, as you can see, I got a huge fucking bald spot right there. Not good.
Yeah, and it's right in the forehead, and it's just projecting itself right there. Bobby, I know you're a year older than me, but man, sometimes you just got to commit and just go bald.
Yep.
You know what? I'm not going to go fully bald, Sam. That's not going to happen. I mean, when I did get a haircut, I did go short on the sides, left it a little bit long on the top, so I could style it a little bit. And I'm trying. I think I cleaned up pretty well, especially with this shirt, if I do say so myself. But Reload, what's up, buddy? Let's jump over to you. How's the day going?
Yeah, good here. Just enjoying the last couple weeks of summer here, and looking forward to all the action. Sitting near Stadium Swim again, boy, all the action on the screens, and boy, you could feel the football fever starting to build. We got week 0 college football, we got preseason NFL, still got some baseball left, a lot of action.
Speaking of summer, I personally can't wait till summer gets out of Vegas. It has been hot. Today it got up to about 113, and it is just it's miserable. It's not going to cool down until about October. Everybody says, well, it's a dry heat. Well, once you get past 100, it's into triple digits. Hot is hot, regardless of whether you have the humidity or not.
Yep.
But Donnie, what's going on, buddy? How you doing today?
Hey, man, feeling good. Waiting for football. By the way, football weather creeping in the Northeast, man. Walking the door, it is hoodie weather right now. In August, it was like 62, 63 degrees today. It's just a shame that in my area in New Jersey, it's been raining so much. But my goodness, it feels like it's October 15th out here, which I can't complain. So you're hot in Vegas. We're cool over here on the East Coast at this point right now. But it's a great week, though, because we do have college football. It does count for real. The NFL preseason finally going to be over, and we can focus on the cut down of the rosters and getting ready for game one and handicapping and all that good stuff.
JD, I know you're watching this. Before you give me a hard time about drinking a soda, it is 0 sugar. Wow. So just a shout out JDS. I know he's going to bust my balls. You shouldn't be drinking soda. There's too much sugar. Well, I'm on my weight loss journey, as you guys know. 236.4 currently. So nice. I want to get down to 200 by February, Sam, by the time I go on the cruise. So I think that can happen.
What we need to have happen is we need to have some people with some action to say, no, Bobby, you're not going to do it. Put up some real money, and then that'll give you the incentive. I'll throw down $50. JDS can hold it to say you're not going to achieve it because the more people that root against you will incentive. Again, we're gamblers. We love any way to give ourselves some action. Even when it comes to what's for dinner tonight, I'll take 2 options. I'll flip a coin, and then we decide what's for dinner. So, any way that we can get some action into our lives. So, Bobby, I'm not saying I don't want you to lose the weight, but I'll throw out $50 to $100 to say you won't do it to maybe help you to actually do it. So Jerky, if you want to hold some money, I will certainly throw down. And Bobby, that means if you lose, that means you got to pay us. So, just on the other side, you don't want to lose money. So maybe that'll help you. So, September, October, November, December, January, we got 6 months for you to lose 35 pounds. That's about 6 to 7 pounds a month. Dang. Again, a lot of it's probably water weight. You got to work out a little bit. I know what doesn't help you is your job. Being in an Uber, you're driving all day. Right. If you're snacking, that's just going to go right to your gut, not to be able to digest it.
What? I'm not. I got rid of the snacks. I had a whole fucking snack drawer in my car with a bunch of shit. I got rid of it, Sam. I can't keep snacking like that. Yeah. So you're putting 50 on the no that I will not lose the weight.
Again, I'm rooting for you to lose the weight, but there has to be enough action on the no to help you incentivize for the yes.
All right,
you know what I mean? Because if I'm betting on you to lose the weight, then how do I win when you win?
Well, I know Roland Quartz will be on your same side because he is hammering me left and right, my weight loss threat, saying I'm going to plateau, crash, reverse course. He is all against me on that one. But big shout out again, JD, always on my side.
On the point of JDS, he said, "Tell your friend Donnie I sent him a message on the forum, and I would like a response at some point. He's not going to ignore me for the 10th time, so this will help by calling him out on the show."
Nice.
What message? He didn't elaborate, but I'm calling you out because he just texted me.
Now, is it a private message though?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a message on the forum or private.
Donnie's like a superstar. He never checks his private messages.
I don't get the alerts anymore.
Did you respond to the comments when people comment there, Donnie?
I see it now because I know the little bulb or bell lights up.
Right.
Like, I've been in there on my daily plays. I'll go in there and comment on this. And I was in the to how to sign up for the football things. I was commenting back on that, but I used to get actual emails, like somebody has responded to your thing, and you could go back in. I don't get them anymore. So unless I log in and go looking for them, I don't get those emails that I used to get. I don't know, maybe if they went to spam and just stopped after a while. So I got to recheck that.
Well, you go into your settings off the top of my head. I'm looking at it right now. If you go to settings and then preferences, and then receive activity summary email, receive email when a new direct message is received. Make sure all those are checked off, Donnie. And then if that still doesn't work, let me know. We'll talk and we'll get it figured out. All right.
He said it's a private message, but go ahead, Bobby.
It is.
Okay,
wow.
No, Donnie, look into that. Let me know. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
But real quick, Pipe has piped in.
Oh my God!
The Pipe Man.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Grand entrance here.
5 spot now.
Ran a little late. I saw Sammy was running late. I thought I'd keep up speed with him, but he's too quick.
No problem at all. Better late than never, Pipe. Happy to have you join us. And Sammy, let's jump over to you. Let's talk some preseason. Week number 3. How was last week? Did you have any action? And what do you got going this week?
Yeah, actually, I was 3-0 last week on the picks I gave on the board, including, again, talking about money line dogs. Green Bay was the biggest money line upset last week, and they beat the Colts straight up. They were 6-point underdogs. They won by 4. Again, I did mention that on the show. I also had the Ravens over the Cowboys and Houston over the Panthers. So shocking 3-0 in preseason. Let's hope to build that momentum, when it really matters, especially in these contests. But for week 3, the last week of preseason, I do like the Cowboys over the Falcons -2.5. I like Baltimore -2.5 over Washington. And then tonight, I'm going to go with the trend from week 1 and week 2. The biggest underdog of the week are the New England Patriots against the New York Giants. They play tonight at 8 o'clock. They're +6.5. So I'm going to take the Pats on the spread, and I'm going to take them on the money line. Now, living obviously in upstate New York, I do have a lot of coworkers and customers that are Giant fans. They're 2-0 in preseason, and basically it's like a Super Bowl for them. So the Giants being 2-0 right now, they are hanging on any little win that they can get. So, and the Patriot fans as well, they're looking for any win that they can get. Even if it is preseason. So I know that's going to be a big matchup, with the Patriots and the Giants, but I'm going to take the Patriots at +6.5 and dabble a little bit on that money line.
All righty, Reload. Let's jump over to you. How was last week in college football for you? What do you got on the board this week?
Well, lost again with the preseason last week. The pick I gave out on the show under in the Chiefs Seahawks. Blown, I think, in the third quarter. So that was over and done. But this week, I'm with Sammy. I'm going to take the Patriots +6.5 tonight at the Giants. Same kind of reasoning. But, I do think with the Giants, had the big win over the Jets in the Giants-Jets game. And that's always the crown jewel of the preseason around here. So I think that, they got their big win. I think they're not going to take this one as seriously. And remember, these teams, both of them are on a short week. They both played Saturday, got to come back out Thursday. That's a little tough grind when you're in the middle of camp and everything else. So I think you're going to see both teams probably not have much tonight. And I'd rather take the Patriots +6.5 than take the under. So that's Patriots +6.5. And look for them to stay within that or even win outright, like Sammy said.
All righty. Last but not Donnie, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah, I like the two games tonight. It's interesting, too. Big line movements. Carolina was a favorite. Now they're getting 5.5, 6 points here. You talk about New England was a favorite. Now they're getting 6.5 points because one team, talking about Carolina, will not play their starters. Pittsburgh's going to play their starters outside of the 4 key guys, right? So Aaron Rodgers won't play tonight. TJ Watt's not going to play tonight. Cameron Hayward and also DK Metcalf, but the rest of the starters will get time. Same thing with the Giants. New England Patriots not expected to play their starters. So I just kept it simple. I did a BMR video earlier today. First half bet on Pittsburgh, first half bet on the Giants. Figured I'm going to get some starters the other team doesn't, and then let it play out in the second half. I'm not going to do that because if it's backups versus backups, you're flipping the coin and you take the points. First half, I think there is a slight advantage and a slight edge. But the one prop bet I do like tonight, though, the Giants to throw 2 touchdown passes is like a plus 140 price. If we're going to get Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart and Jameis Winston and possibly Tommy DeVito for those 4 quarters, they have some, Jackson Dart's been good. He's only a rookie, but showing up really well. But the other guys have played in the NFL. Why can't we get just 2 touchdown passes in a total that's 37.5? You got to figure the Giants would be in a favorite, factoring in on 21 points. 2 of those might be a touchdown pass, and they'll be throwing it with those quarterbacks.
All righty, Donnie. Good luck with those, and thank you. Last but not least, Pipester, what do you got?
I like Titans, man. Titans minus 2.5. I think they blow out the Vikings in that game. I like the Jets. They're playing, let's see here. The Jets minus 2.5. I like them there. Hold on, let me go back. That Titans under 37.5, guys. And I think Miami minus 6 gets the money against the Jags.
All righty, Pipe. Good luck with those. Reload, let's jump over to you. Let's talk some baseball. Already some games on the way today, but what do you like? What do you got?
Yeah, I had a look at the card. I'd love to give a pick for the Yankees Red Sox game, but I'll tell you, the money is in Florida tonight. Tampa Bay Rays plus 102. I'm going with them as a home dog against the St. Louis Cardinals. Rays dropped a few in a row here, but Cardinals are just 7-14 in road games since the end of June. The Cardinals are starting Sonny Gray on the mound. He's been pretty inconsistent, especially on the road. Got lit up in Pittsburgh and Arizona. Meanwhile, the Rays start Joe Boyle. He's held his own, hasn't gone very deep, sometimes goes only 5 innings, that kind of thing. But good numbers, whips 1 and under at home. So I like the Tampa Bay Rays plus 102 home dog tonight.
All righty, Reload. Good luck with that. And Sammy, besides the Yankees, what else you got today?
Well, let's talk about the Yankee series because actually this is a huge series right now, and especially being a Yankee fan and upstate, a lot of Yankee fans at work. I mean, it's been 6 weeks. It's been a whirlwind. They went from being the World Series favorite to not even in the playoff picture when they were just playing miserable a couple weeks ago. Now they're back in a wild card spot, flirting with the AL East. But right now they're a 1.5 games over Boston, and they're playing Boston 4-game series. They are at home, so they need to win 3 out of 4. 2-2 just keeps them mellow. If they can go 3 out of 4, they'll be 3.5 up on Boston with only about a month to go, and they're only 4 games behind. What is it? Who's on top? Toronto on top. So, if they can win 3 out of 4, it'll pretty much secure their wild card spot, at least if they don't go on a bad stretch. And actually, I do like them tonight over Boston. Obviously a little home bias on there. And then currently I have the under in the Brewers and the Cubs. It's 6.5, and it is 2-1 in the top of the 8th, but the Brewers got 2 on and 1 out. So see what happens there. And then the other game I like is the Mets that just started. They're up 1-0 in the middle of the second. I got them over the Nationals.
All righty. Thank you, Sammy. And guys, let's talk some college football.
What about Donnie?
What about Donnie? Donnie, let's jump over to you. What do you got?
Baseball. Yeah, I'm going to actually go opposite Reload here. I did a video, which I do have a very tough game here, St. Louis and Tampa Bay. Totals listed at 8.5. I took Sonny Gray. He's the best XFIP pitcher on the card today over the past 45 days, which is crazy. His analytics are awesome, and his ERA is like a 6. It doesn't make any sense, but it's just that strikeout rate, the fly ball rate, the ground ball rate, all that stuff rolled into one. But also understand this, Tampa's lucky. And they are happy that the Yankees have left town. The Yankees hit 14 bombs in the last 2 nights off pitching there. So I look at this ballpark and say 85 degrees wind blowing out. Even though both of these offenses aren't great, you probably also get the 8.5 in this game to go over the 9 is where I'm thinking. But I took the slight favorite here for the St. Louis Cardinals tonight. We'll see how it works out. But my goodness, the Yankees were smashing Steinbrenner Field down there in Tampa this past week.
MLB, buddy, how's it been for you? What do you got today?
It's been really up and down kind of. But I'm gonna go against Sammy. I like the Red
Oh,
Sox as a dog. I think
okay.
that's going to be an over game. I think they're going to put up a lot of runs tonight against the Yankees, and I'm with Reload on that Tampa. So we're going against Donnie here.
Oh, you're loading up on me, bastard.
All righty. Good luck with that. Sammy, let's jump over to you. College football, week 0, week 1. It's a week in college football. That's all I know.
Yeah,
So
and it's real action. We talk about preseason
no more
football,
preseason.
and a lot of us in preseason NFL might watch a couple drives, maybe a couple highlights, but I'm not actually sitting there for 3.5 hours actually watching all of preseason. But college football, these are real games. They count for the records. Even though it's a lot of smaller schools, a lot of big spreads, at least you're getting action. Maybe you throw a live bet in there, and there is one top 25 game Saturday marquee at 12 o'clock. That right in the middle of the afternoon. You got Kansas State versus Iowa State. So if you're looking for some action with some top 25, that's the game to go after. With not much knowledge going into it, maybe take the home favorite -3, or maybe find a live spot. And then everyone loves betting Hawaii. They play at 7:30, which is earlier. Most people, Hawaii plays at 11 o'clock or midnight, so then you can get your overnight action. But Hawaii on the East Coast actually plays at 7:30 against Stanford. Maybe look at them at -2.5. But again, we got actual college football games that actually matter. And I bet you people that'll actually watch the game for 3.5 hours. So let's just be happy we got through the lull of July. We got through the early August. Now we are in late August, and we got some real live college football. Can't wait for it.
All righty. Thank you, Sammy. Reload, over to you. Week 1, week 0. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm with Sammy on Hawaii. That's going to be my pick this week. Hawaii -2.5. A little bit of value lost in the line as the Rainbow Warriors, they got some steam. Went from being actually a slight dog to now the slight favorite. So some lost value, but I'm still going to take him here. I think it's a big game for the program. Like Sammy said, Hawaii is not used to playing at home in like a prime time kind of game. Of course, it's afternoon their time, but weather should be perfect for a game. And Stanford, big slide last season, not really seeing much on the horizon for them this year either. And I think they're going to be kind of a bottom of the pack kind of team this year. We'll see. But also Hawaii 5-1-1 against the spread last year in their 7 home games. They're always worth a look. And I'm going to take the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, short favorite at home.
All righty. Thank you, Reload. Donnie, over to you. What do you got?
Yeah, the Hawaii pick's going to be fun. Like you saw Stanford open up as that early favorite. Now it's flipped over. Micah Alihado's the quarterback. He reminds me of? He's a small-statured quarterback from Hawaii. I believe he's from Hawaii, actually, and a left-hander. It's almost like he's like Tua Tagovailoa out there. Slung it around in his first career start last year. They got 3 transfers in from Power 5 conference teams at wide receiver. That should be a fun team to watch out for. And yes, Stanford is just trying to rebuild. Those David Shaw days of 3 yards in a cloud of dust and we're going to win football games, they are so far behind now that I think Hawaii is the better team. But the interesting one of the days, right? Iowa State and Kansas State. 50.5 is that total. Everybody does like to bet the over, and I do think that has merit to it. Iowa State's got Rocco Beck coming at quarterback. He was a very good quarterback last year for Iowa State. But also keep in mind, Avery Johnson's the quarterback who can run and throw for Kansas State. We always think of Kansas State as that read option team, run the football, lead the country in rushing. But now Matt Wells is the offensive coordinator here. They're looking to open up a little bit more. So maybe some surprises from a Kansas State team that we didn't see in the past where we have a little bit more throwing, and maybe they get that 50.5 and knock the over.
All righty, Donnie. Thank you. Last but not least, Pipe. What do you got on the college football gridiron?
Yeah, I bet these a while back. I'm liking that Hawaii also, like these guys do. It's -2.5. I think they cover that line. We're all on that, right? Mm-hmm. That under, it's 50.5 now. I got it at 52.5. I still think 50.5 is good. Some books got 51. I'm going to go with them 10 points and Sam Houston against that Western Kentucky. And I also like that under. I got it at 60.5. It's 61.5 now. I might double tap that. And I like that Kansas Fresno under, man, 51. I think that's too many points in that game.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something
overseas
in the 40s.
Too. Yeah, overseas
yes, sir.
game too. Yep.
Yes, sir.
All righty, awesome, Pipe. Thank you, Sammy. Let me jump. Let me jump. If you're not busy at the moment, let me jump over to you. Let me get a breakdown of these contests that we got going on, and then Donnie, I want to jump over to you for a little insight on how to register for them.
Yes.
Yeah, well, live action, the Brewers just hit 2 runs, so now it's 4-1. So it's flirting with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is contest season. Football is back, and what we always say, it is a free chance to win real money. You got the NFL Pick 7 contest. Pick 7 spreads, rank them in confidence 1 through 7. Whoever gets the most points every week will get a weekly prize, and then you are in for the year prize. So even if you come in late, even if you have a bad week, all you need is 1 week to get some money. And if you have consistency throughout the year, you have a chance for some top 10 prizes. Great prizes. Again, free way to win real money. You also got some eliminator challenges on the NFL and on the college side. Eliminator spread action. Pick one team a week. If they win, if they cover, you advance to the next week. So it is not a money line eliminator. It is a spread eliminator, which makes it twice as harder, which makes it twice as fun, which makes it 4 times more exciting as you advance and have a chance to win some money. So, and we'll get over to Donnie of how to register. But again, we love it. We're going to be talking about it every week. We're going to give us our Pick 7 contest for each one of us, and then, see how we do throughout the week.
Awesome. Donnie, let's jump over to you. I knew you recently registered, ran into a couple challenges.
Yeah. By the way, I was on there a couple days ago. It's like, all right, it's time to register here because it's a great one that we do every year. It's my favorite one. Sort of says like, how's that temperature of you betting the NFL? But when I went to the site, it's like, and I've read how to join, log into Splash Sports, which is like, oh, that's interesting. It used to be on Run Your Pool. So I went to Run Your Pool, which then transfers you right to Splash Sports. And nothing came up at all. So I kept reading. It's like, okay, I logged into Splash Sports. I have an existing account. Nothing is coming up. So I put the DM in there. It's like, hey, am I the only one that's, not seeing? It's like, yes, you're the only one. So you actually, if you scroll over, log into Splash Sports, the link comes up. But usually when I look at that, like it's underlined in the link, is already there to click on it. So I was just reading it going, there's no link to do anything. So you actually have to put your mouse over the login at Splash Sports and click on that. And then it takes you and it popped right up for me. But I read it like 3 or 4 times over a day and a half. Like, I guess I'm the dumb one here. I can't figure out how to log in because I'm in Splash Sports and nothing is popping up. You have to actually log in and go over with your cursor, log in at Splash Sports, and it'll take you there.
All righty, Donnie, thank you. I'm sure that's going to help a lot of folks out because it sounds confusing for sure. But thank you for clarifying that for everyone. And again, everyone, feel free and join those free contests. Speaking of free entries, free contest, poker. We'll be back. Poker week number 2. This coming Sunday. That means you have 11 more weeks to get your hands on a Tournament of Champions entry ticket. But then again, each and every week, we're giving away baller coins to first and second place. Why not join? Why not get some free baller coins? Why not? There's no reason not to. I tell Sam every week, I said, Sam, you got to make this work. You got to make this work. You can play from your phone. I prefer doing it from my phone. It's a lot easier than doing it from the desktop. But there's no reason not to join. Sam, why haven't you joined?
Well, Big Brother is on at 8 o'clock on Sunday. If it's my day off, I've been smoking all day and I'm exhausted. Then I just forget to go on to it. If you text me at 7:45 and say, hey, poker's in 15, I'll probably do it. But my brain is so fumbled around with so many other things that it's honestly, I just don't think about it or remember it. If you text me to remind me, boom, I'll be in.
Now I have to send personal text reminders.
Yep.
Huh.
Get it in there.
Add that to my list of responsibilities. Anyway, Sam, tennis, let's jump into it. U.S. Open starts next week. What do you got?
Well, U.S. Open starts on Sunday. I did have a great time at Cincinnati, or a great time. I did have a great week and a half. I was plus 6 units. We're plus 760 on the year, but U.S. Open starts on Sunday. I love it. Can't wait. Like I always say, every Grand Slam season, the first couple days is like March Madness. You got 60-plus matches across so many courts, across 12 to 14 hours. And obviously, being in upstate New York, it's only a few hours south of me. I don't know why I haven't gone yet to Flushing Meadow. One year I will certainly get over there, but it's perfect. It's 11 a.m. and it won't get over till like midnight, so it's prime time. As far as future bets, the odds aren't great. Sinner and Alcaraz are the overwhelming favorite. You're getting them at plus 115, plus 170. Even Sabalenka's 2.5 to 1, Iga's 3 to 1, Coco 7 to 1. If you're really stretching, you got to find someone. don't stretch. Yeah. Other than Sinner and Alcaraz, I don't see anyone winning. They've won the last 7 Grand Slams on the men's side. The women's side, there's been at least one American in the finals this year. Madison Keys won the Australian Open. You had Coco Gauff win the French Open. You had Amanda Anisimova that lost in the Wimbledon final, but there's been at least one American woman in the finals. Jessie Pagula was in there last year. So who American might get there? But then on the other side, again, Iga is dominating the last month and a half, which is surprising. She hasn't won a title in over a year. She came out of nowhere, won Wimbledon, and then she just won the Cincinnati, and then she just lost in the finals of the mixed doubles. So she certainly has all the momentum on her side. Sabalenka will certainly make, the round of 16 quarterfinals. It's just where will she get over the hump, or will she lose again in the finals or the semifinals? But a lot of great storylines. Follow along on day-to-day action. The thread is always booming. You got JJ, you got Jerky, you got Brock, you got Eurosport, you got Dougie Tush. So a lot of people are always chiming in every day. Appreciate all the feedback, and let's keep the winning momentum going.
There you go.
All right, Sammy. Thank you. Donnie, let's jump over to you. Let's start NFC, AFC North previews. Let's start with the NFC.
What do we got? What, for the season itself?
Yeah, season.
Yep, season.
Win,
futures,
winner, the loss.
Anything you got?
Let's see. Yeah, let me bring some stuff up because I haven't got really too much NFL like future stuff in, other than like the normal stuff, Super Bowl odds. Baltimore. We're talking NFC or just everything.
I got you if you want to look at it.
Go ahead. Yeah, I don't have anything up. Yeah, go ahead.
So NFC North, arguably one of the better divisions in football. Yeah. Detroit Lions coming back. They got a 10.5 over/under win total. A ton of expectation, kind of like a Super Bowl or bust type of roster and type of expectations. Green Bay, they're coming back, and they're in that year with Jordan Love. Josh Jacobs, the second year with them. They definitely have that offense. Can they get over the hump? Jaden Reed is in his third year. But Detroit Lions, what an offense they have. Jared Goff coming back. Amon St. Brown, Jamison Williams. You got Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, the running back by committee system there. I don't see any way that offense is slowing down. I do maybe even like their over-under 10.5 win total. What I see on this is the Chicago Bears. Their over-under is 8.5. They have crazy expectations, and I don't see that happening. They have 6 tough division games. They might only get 1 win in there. I mean, they're really overvaluing Caleb Williams. And then outside of that, I mean, DeAndre Swift is good. You got DJ Moore. He's okay. But, what other weapons are they really seeing where they're going to get maybe 3 division wins to get that 8.5? And then you got the Minnesota Vikings that I didn't see a win total for them. You got your JJ combo with JJ McCarthy and Justin Jefferson, but Justin Jefferson is kind of injured. Jordan Addison's kind of injured. Jalen Naylor's kind of injured. I don't really love them either, and they're 3-1 to win the division. I really think it's going to come down to Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers. I don't love the Bears. I love their under 8.5 total. And the Vikings, meh. I really think that Detroit Lions, it's Super Bowl or bust when it comes to them. In reference to the AFC North, another strong division, but I do have some question marks there as well. Baltimore Ravens, 11.5 wins. That is huge. Cincinnati Bengals is sitting there at 9.5. Obviously, they were one of the most disappointing teams last season, but Joe Burrow was an MVP caliber. If it wasn't for their defense just consistently giving up 35 points a game, their offense is awesome. They have arguably the number 1 wide receiver, and in terms of fantasy football, he's going off the board right away in Jamar Chase. I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase, and you got T. Higgins there as well as a top 10 wide receiver. Addition of Mike Gesicki in there at tight end, and then you got Chase Brown in at running back. I love that Bengals offense, and if you're looking for someone to beat the Ravens, Cincinnati's sitting at right around 2.5, maybe 3-1 as far as the division. Cleveland, we know they stink. They got 6 quarterbacks, and who are they going with? Joe Flacco. You got 2 rookie quarterbacks, and you're going with Joe Flacco to lead that offense week 1. And he's not the long-term future. So I don't know what the identity is of Cleveland. Shador might not be ready, but he's the biggest name. I don't know why you're not just throwing him in there to give him that chance. He's got, but other than that, Jerome Ford, he's okay. Jerry Jeudy, he's good. Njoku, he's good, but they don't have superstars there. That 5.5 win total, you got to go under. And then lastly, you got Pittsburgh. Now, Mike Tomlin has never gone under 500 in his life. All right. And last year's Steelers squeaked by at 9-8, and their over under sitting at 8.5. So will Tomlin keep that over 500, or will he go under? But you got Aaron Rodgers there, so obviously he is a franchise killer right now. Will he kill Mike Tomlin and get him fired after 20 years there? That would be wild. But then you got DK Metcalf, a new addition, Robert Woods, a new addition. And obviously their defense is solid. TJ Watt, an MVP caliber every year. But that storyline is, will Tomlin get to 9 wins, or will Aaron Rodgers kill that kill that offense, or kill that locker room is the word I'm thinking of. But I kind of like the under at 8.5. And again, if you're looking, I do like Cincinnati. I love their offense. They're going to put up a ton of points.
All righty, Sammy, thank you. Reload, let me jump over to you. AFC, NFC North preview. Who do you like in these divisions?
Yeah, well, I'm with Sammy on Cincinnati. I'll probably really regret it. I always seem to, every time I say to take Cincinnati, they don't seem to do very well. But they're going to be my pick. I think the Ravens, the schedule's just a little too tough. I think they're a little overvalued in the over-under wins and even to win the division. So Bengals are a better pick to go with there. I scratched the Bears, of course, right off the bat. So it was a matter of comparing the Bengals and Steelers. And I think the Bengals, the scheduling just plays out a little better than the Steelers. The only tough stretch for the Bengals, they do have to play Ravens, Bills, and Ravens. That's a tough 3-game stretch. But I think they can steal one of the games against the Ravens. So as long as they go like 1-2 there, I think the rest of the season looks pretty good for them. On to the NFC. This was a tough one too. Of course, I threw the Bears out right away. Sorry, I think in the last one I meant to say Browns. I threw the Browns out. I threw the Bears out in the NFC North right away, of course. And I also threw the Lions out, guys. I do think the schedule is too tough. I think the new coordinators don't seem to know what they're doing yet. And who knows? There might be injuries, that kind of thing. So I wouldn't be taking the Lions right now either. So that left me with the Packers and Vikings. And it was a pretty close call. But I'm going to go with the Packers to win the division. The Vikings actually have a tough scheduling stretch too. They got to play 2 international games, 2 games in Europe right in a row. They get the bye week, but then they come home. They got to host the Eagles, and then they got to go on the road for a Thursday game at the Chargers. That just really sounds like a tough schedule in the middle of the season there. I think they're not going to recover from that, and then you're going to see Green Bay kind of run away with it at the end. So that's Green Bay in the NFC North, and the Bengals in the AFC North, but can't ever hold your breath on the Bengals. We'll see.
All righty, Reload. Thank you. Pipe, let me jump over to you. What do you got, AFC, NFC North, buddy?
I'm looking at the whole thing here. I'll tell you who I think is going to win each division. I got Buffalo over 11.5, so of course I know they're going to win the division. Right. I got the Ravens beating the Bengals here for Reload. Let me see here. I lost my page, guys. Sorry.
No, you're good.
It's loading slow as hell.
No problem. While you get that together, the Pipe. Let's go over to Donnie. Donnie, what do you got?
Yeah, yep. AFC North there. We're throwing the Browns out. That's a 4 to 5 win team. Joe Flacco, I already said it, if he starts more than 5 games, fire the entire staff, fire the coach, fire the general manager, get him out of town. It's a complete waste of time. Find out what you have in these young quarterbacks. Your season is a waste anyway. Just find it out. If they both stink, you go back into the draft. You get Arch Manning next year. You get Garrett Nussmeier, and away you go. I still like the Ravens. And by the way, Lamar Jackson got injured in practice yesterday. Said he dodged a bullet. Can you imagine if Lamar Jackson got injured like a broken foot before the season even started? They got a little lucky right there. It would be terrible. And also to the point that Sammy was bringing up, the Steelers pencil them in. They already have a winning season. The question is, can they at least get to 10 wins at this point and do some damage? We don't know. But Duck Hodges, Mason Rudolph, like Mike Tomlin's won with those type of quarterbacks. Now he's a little bit more competency. If you can keep Aaron Rodgers upright, they'll win enough games to make the playoffs, not really challenge for an AFC championship. I'm worried about the Bengals. I am. They just lost a starting guard this week to surgery. Joe Burrow holds onto that football, which is why those wide receivers are so dynamic. You get extra time to make plays downfield. But their defense is not going to stop anybody. If they trade Trey Hendrickson to the Vegas Raiders or whoever they're talking about, that is just a misfortune. This team, if you bring back a competent defense with 2 good pass rushers, which they got the rookie and they got the other defensive end, Trey Hendrickson, at least you can compete. You take Trey Hendrickson away, you can't score 35 every week in the NFL and expect to win. Your quarterback is going to take an absolute beating from the amount of times he's going to have to hold on to that football. So I'm not high on the Bengals, but I will love to bet them on a week-to-week basis with props at the wide receiver and Joe Burrow. They're going to have to sling it here. If we look at the NFC North, I have the Packers and the Lions in the playoffs. The question marks are going to be, what am I getting out of J.J. McCarthy for the Minnesota Vikings? Because if he's good, they'll be good. I like their coach. I like their quarterback. And if Sam Darnold can look like a star in that offense, why can't J.J. McCarthy? But too much question marks. The Bears are the true wild card. Legitimately, guys, they could win 10 games this year or they could win 6 games this year. Seems like there's no middle ground. They're talented enough, but a first-year coach and a quarterback that's learning the system, that sometimes gives you trouble. If they can wade those waters of September with a 500 or better record, I will like the Bears. But I'm worried about the Bears, and I'm not putting any money on the Bears.
All righty, Donnie. Thank you. Excuse me. Pipe, AFC, NFC North preview, buddy.
Yeah,
what do you got?
like I was saying, there's 4 teams that are at 11.5, and I think 3 get there. It's the Ravens, Buffalo, KC, and Philly. I think KC gets under 11.5, and I got the other 3 over. I think they all get to 12. So now we'll go back to the divisions. I like the Bills in the AFC East. I like the Ravens and the AFC North. It's a toss-up between the Texans and the Jaguars in the AFC South. I really think it's Raiders and Broncos in the AFC West. I got to go with the Eagles and the NFC East, of course. And I think the Lions somehow, they got new people there, but they got the tools to, do better than last year. I mean, it might not appear that, but I like the Lions there. I got to go with Baker Mayfield, Tampa, in the NFC South. And I think the Rams pull out the NFC West.
All righty, Pipester. Good luck with all of those. And as always, best of luck to everyone on all your action this week. And we will see you on the forum.
Guys, have a great weekend, guys.
Let's go.